Welcome back everyone, my name is Irvin, also known as cobuman. Let's get into working some IT tickets. We are now starting off with a ticket here that says, I am being bombed with spam pop-ups, and it's a ticket from Steven. Thank you for submitting this example ticket, Steven, I appreciate it. My laptop is running slow, and slower than I used to. I keep getting pop-ups, even here just now. Help me delete them. And there's also a note here that says, adware. And I'm assuming that you're asking here whether you should be installing maybe a program that's called adware to remove some of these pop-ups. However, the issue here is that I'm really not able to see what the pop-ups are. And these pop-ups can come in many forms. First of all, one of the main pop-ups that you might see is, for example, an antivirus software or malicious software type of remover software that will pop up and ask you to install the version that they want you to install, or for example purchase the version that you need to in order to make it work. So let's look at an example of this. I will go to add remove programs on my computer. So this is where you would remove any if you remove any programs that you do not need. And for example, here's something that really stands out here, and this one's called GPT for all. And what this is actually an example of something that most of you would not be familiar with. And the reason for that is because this is an AI program that runs on your computer, and you can basically have a local version of AI that you can run on your computer, on a server, or whatever it is that you want to set up. Anyways, but my point here is to look for things that don't look like something that would be normally installed on your computer and remove those things. A lot of times these things get installed just by you trying to install even different software. Like for example, you'll try sometimes to install Adobe Reader, and sometimes Adobe Reader that you need to read PDF files can sometimes be bundled with, I think it was McAfee antivirus. And then it becomes a nuisance, right? And sometimes it's kind of hidden where you can't see it. So look for those things, and you can, for example, sort here to say date installed. So if you've noticed pop-ups recently, and then look for the past couple of days or past few days of things that have been installed recently. So this is what you would do in order to get rid of things that are installed on your computer. And let's go ahead and just kind of give you an example here. Here's the GPT for all. I don't need it anymore, so I'll kind of go ahead and just select on three dots and uninstall it, right? If this is something I don't need anymore, right? Anyways, this error that pops up here that tells me that this doesn't exist anymore. That means that I've already deleted it, and this is just a wrong, broken shortcut. So this sometimes happens whenever you try to remove software. So it's kind of cool that it came up like that. Other thing that you can do, obviously, is run antivirus. And if you go down here where your clock is, right? If you go down here where your clock is, you can see where your antivirus software is. And you can obviously select and open that and select scan now. And you can let it do a quick scan. You can also tell it to do a full scan of the system to make sure there's nothing in there that could be hidden. Sometimes these quick scans don't catch everything, because what happens is a lot of times they just kind of search for current running processes in the background, things that are most commonly used on your computer like downloads and whatnot. But if you do a full scan, you can select to scan the entire C drive, which can take sometimes hours, depending on how fast your computer is. And if you want to find another way, just go to search box and just type in virus and threat, or virus and threat protection, or if you just start typing in one virus, or if you go to Windows security, you will get to the same point where you can scan, and it just finished, right? So this is a quick scan, and there are no current threats in here, which is great. Something that I actually wanted to, just a quick tip, I want to go to my mouse settings, and this is something I want to install. I keep forgetting to do it on my computer. And what I want to do is change my pointer to highlight things that I want to be highlighted. So I think it's in here somewhere under mouse settings. Scroll down, scroll, mouse pointer and touch. Additional mouse settings. I want to say it was in here. Pointers. That's not what I want. Turn on clock click, switch to primary. There was something that basically, and I'll show you what it is. Automatically move pointer. Enhance pointer precision, show location of pointer. There it is. This is what I wanted. Show location of a pointer when I press the control key. So this is what I wanted to enable to basically, you see if I hold control, I can do one of these. If I press control, I can tell you kind of where I'm talking about. So down here, where I was talking about where you can run the Defender, it's right here. So this is something I really wanted to kind of add on as a cool feature that we can install, that I can install and for me to kind of use for my videos for training purposes. So we talked about things that could be installed on your computer that could be potentially causing issues. Another thing that I've seen is that you go to websites, and let's use Chrome here for example. There is a feature of Chrome, and a lot of people use Chrome. Let me go to settings here, see if I can find it really quick. And what it deals with is notifications. And sometimes you go to these websites, and it could be a regular website that you go to. You could be like shopping for something, and you get these pop-ups on the side that says, your computer is infected with a virus, call Microsoft Security to verify. Well, this is scam, right? A lot of people get scammed by this. And it is a notification. And the reason I'm looking for it is specifically in Chrome is because they come up and pop up. Like, let's say, so Chrome is right now blocked. But on the right side here, like all across here, there would be pop-ups right here, like all on the right side, that are coming from Chrome actually. And sometimes you get these notifications from these websites that you visit. If you have notifications enabled for these websites, that would keep saying you have a virus, you have a this and that, and they come up as squares on the side there. And the reason, and you can enable these, disable these. Here is site settings, I want to say. So here are site settings, and then notifications. And right now it's asked, so this is a behavior of notification. It says sites can ask to send notifications. So ideally this is what you want, because some of the websites obviously you want to see notifications from, but it gives you an option to allow it. So you have full control, and you can say allow or not allow. But again, sometimes regular legit websites can become hacked. What they also do is they do link hijacking, or I forget exactly what it's called, but you can have ads on a website that you normally visit, and they can sometimes hijack these links. Again, it could be legit websites. I've seen it at my work, right? So this happens sometimes. And as long as you don't act on any of these things, it's perfectly fine. You just have to make sure you block these type of notifications. And here it is. In this case, again, it's sites can send notifications, which is fine. But then you can obviously block it, everything. And then you can set a how to show request. It says collapse all requests. There are collapse unwanted requests recommended, which is fine. And then there are sites that you might want to block. And you can certainly do this here under customized behavior right here. So, and then it says not allowed to send notifications. And if you can click here and let's say you want to block, I don't know, let's say Yahoo, https://yahoo.com. You can add Yahoo in there and not allow it to send any notifications, right? And then the same thing you can do to add to allow, which is right down here. So sometimes you would get these, and it's unfortunate, right? But these are the things you can deal with, and hopefully you don't get a virus because it's running slow, and chances are that you might be seeing this. And again, hopefully your antivirus will see this. But if you want to quickly go to your start button, and if you want to see what's processing, go to your task manager right here, select it, and see what it is in the background that's causing you issues, right? So I'm going to kind of shrink this here like this. Look at the CPUs right here, CPU usage, and see what is running in the background. Here's anti-malware service executable. So this is our Microsoft Defender, or our built-in Windows operating system antivirus that we just talked about. It's running in the background, and it's doing some scanning, which is perfectly fine, right? This happens sometimes, especially when you have real-time anti-malware setup on your computer, and you should, right? However, obviously it can cause issues on older computer. This is an older computer that we're running, and it can slow things down. And same thing can happen with your laptop. And you can turn off temporarily just to kind of get you going. You can turn off real-time protection, which can cause some of these issues. Right now, you can see there's a Windows update that's using a lot of power. It means that your computer is trying to download updates. So if I go to updates, type in updates and look for updates, you can see that it's doing stuff, right? So this is how you can find out what it is that's in here that's causing the issue. And same thing, if you see something that stands out, like what is this MOUS core worker process? Like what is this? So if I right click it and I go to open location, I can see what it is, right? And you can see where it's located, where it's installed, and we can see that this thing is installed in here. And honestly, I'm not sure what this is, right, at this point. So if I'm not sure what it is, I can hover over it. You can see immediately says that it's Microsoft Corporation, part of Microsoft operating system, right? That's what it is, right? Because it tells you right here. So if you go to properties of it, for example, you can see the digital signature of it, which tells you who owns it, right? It tells you who owns it and when it was last updated. So if there says Microsoft Windows, and it was signed by Microsoft Windows, and you can go to details and see who actually owns it here, where it says product name, it's for the operating system, give you a little bit more information on what it is before you start to suspect things, right? Another thing you can certainly do is, and a lot of times viruses are hidden with similar names that are running in the background. So if you see this here, and there's another process that has like a weird letter, weird number or something, then you might be, suspecting that, because sometimes they do hide them as such. And this thing is really trying to do a lot of things, this poor computer, older computer that is trying to do. And the reason I copied this here, the reason I copied the name of it, is because if you're not sure, you can certainly, go to Google or any search engine that you prefer and just search the name and say what it is. And it tells you right here that AI tells you, and you might as well use it because why not? But it says it's a legitimate Microsoft Windows component, and it's responsible for orchestrating Windows updates, which checks out since we saw Windows updates kick in and trying to download. But then, of course, you can look at some of these websites that will give you an idea of what the other people are saying about this type of software that's running in the background. All right, hopefully that is helpful. And normally, of course, you would want to provide a resolution to show what it is that resolved the issue. So in this case, I'll just go ahead and just kind of close the ticket here because things changed in this. Here it is, waiting for support. Things changed in this ticketing system, which is called Jira. So I'll go ahead and just close it, but I would normally put notes, obviously, closing note, specify all the things you've done, like I normally do on tickets here. I just go to closing notes or reply to customer or add internal note. Internal note is something, the steps that you've taken, so you can say, I've done all these steps in order to resolve the issue, and then you can also reply to the customer and say, this is what I've done to resolve the issue and this and that. Anyways, just note the work that you've done, right? All right, so let's move on from this before it becomes a ramble session. I hope you're enjoying so far. If you are, please leave a like on this video and a comment if you'd like. I'd really appreciate that. Here's another one from Mohammed. Thank you very much for submitting this ticket. It says, can't update my laptop to Windows 11. And there's no description or anything, but it is a good, I suppose, a question/statement, right?